Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. If you're new, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm in a very chatty mood. I feel like talking to you guys. So I'm going to be doing my makeup while answering 36 questions to fall in love in hopes that you fall in love with me. I actually was supposed to do like a Valentine's Day vlog, but I ended up just going on a road trip with my friend. So we were just like driving all day. So instead, because it's February, I ran into this study of 36 questions that lead to love. It's a study by a psychologist, Arthur Aaron, and it explores whether intimacy between two strangers can be accelerated by having them ask each other these specific personal questions. They're broken up into 3 sets, with each intended to be more probing than the previous one. So yeah, we're gonna answer these questions. I will pop all of the products I use on my face in order that I use them in the description box, as well as the link to the 36 questions. I highly encourage you to answer these questions in the comments down below so we can fall in love with each other. I don't know, I just thought this would be really cool. It's kind of like a get to know me on a personal level. I have not read through the questions yet, so who knows how this is gonna go, if I'm even gonna post this. We shall see. So let's get started. You ready? Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Out of anybody in the whole entire world, do they have to be alive? Honestly, I would want to talk to my dad's dad. I've never met him. He passed away like before I was born. I've heard like really good things about him. Apparently he was like the nicest man ever. My mom, who's like the sweetest person ever, told me he's the nicest person she's ever met. So I'd like to kind of get to know him a little bit. That'd be really fun. Would you like to be famous? In what way? Absolutely 100% no. I feel like fame is just like, I just totally dumped my makeup. I feel like fame is just not my thing. I wouldn't like it. You don't live like a normal life, and I see a lot of people who are famous struggle with it. So I have a feeling that it's not that great. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're gonna say? If I'm like calling a company or like a doctor, yeah, I will. If I'm calling like a friend, no, but I probably should because I kind of like freeze up. What would constitute a perfect day for you? Honestly, being like healthy. I know that's kind of like weird, but when I'm healthy and productive, like I feel really good about myself and I feel like lighter, more energy. So like maybe a healthy day. Honestly, I love working, so like a productive work day, but also being outside, if that makes sense. Like I really like being out of my house. So maybe like a nice work day and then going out with friends. Like a night out would be pretty fun. I'm a pretty simple gal. When did you last sing to yourself / to somebody else? Probably sang to my friend Lindsay while we were on vacation. We always sing to each other like when our songs come on. And anytime a song comes on, like I was just in the car on the way here, I was singing to myself. Don't kiss me right now, don't tell me that. So I just sang for you guys. If you were able to live at the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Wouldn't you have like a better mind when you're 90? So the body. There's like this quote that says, when you're younger, you have the time, you have the energy, but you don't have the money. When you're mid-age, you have the money and you have the energy, but you don't have the time. And then when you're older, you have the financial aspect, you have the energy. What? Something like that. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Ooh, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna die young. I don't know why. I feel like I'm really wise for my age. I'm like, I don't know, I feel like an old grandma already. But that's like really scary and I don't want to die right now. I want to live a nice life. Like I would want to die in my sleep. I don't want like a hard death. It's kind of morbid. But no, I don't have like a hunch as to like how I think I'm going to die. It's kind of scary. Doesn't everyone kind of just die from cancer nowadays? I wonder if like by the time I'm older, if they'll have a cure. Hopefully. I also don't want to live to be like senile, you know, like where I can't even like function and I'm just sitting there waiting to die. That wouldn't be very fun. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. Our sense of humor is like pretty much the same. We're very different, so this is kind of a hard question. We both have the same values. We have the same like morals, if you will, and we are both very healthy. For what in your life do you feel most grateful for? Honestly, my drive. I see a lot of people my age like struggling with their life or like financial means, and I'm like super thankful that first of all I had the courage to like go after what I wanted, but also like I always have drive. I never am unmotivated. I'm pretty motivated as a person, so I'm kind of grateful for that. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? The only thing I wish, and Mom, if you're watching this, don't take this personally. She's very sensitive. I was in daycare a lot. Like, I honestly wouldn't change anything because I am who I am because of how I grew up. But my mom was always working, and so I would like to have spent a little bit more time with her when I was younger. Like, I wish that she was more like at home. But again, I wouldn't be who I was if that was the case. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. I guess you guys are my partner. Oh, I should have done what we have in common. I was thinking like my partner, like Noah. I think we have in common, going back to the other question, we both like YouTube. I'm assuming you guys are creative, because if you're watching YouTube, you like creators. And we both like motivation, because a lot of you guys go on my channel for like inspiration, motivation. And I'm the same way. Going back to this question, my life story. I grew up with divorced parents. I have a brother named Zachary. He's younger than me by 3 years. I grew up going to public school. I was in daycare a lot. My dad like remarried, so I have a stepmom. I live a pretty basic life. I was like a goody-goody for my whole like school, what's it called? School career, school life. I had friends come in and out of my life pretty quickly. I get really attached to like one person, and when they go, I kind of like struggle with that. When I was like a senior in high school, I fell into like more of who I am, if you will. Like, I was more confident. I went to school, college. I got a bachelor's degree. I was in real estate. I had my real estate license. I was dabbling in like career stuff that I was just not really liking. Started watching YouTube, made a YouTube channel, and the rest is history. My dad had cancer this past year. He beat it, so I was touched by that beauty. I met Noah when I was in college, and I've been dating him for 7 years. Pretty much my life. It's kind of boring. I'm moving to New York City this year in less than a month now. Kind of a boring, simple life so far. You never know what you're gonna get though. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? To be able to stop time. I would love to have more hours in my day. Is that a quality or is that a superpower? A quality? Be able to find my highlighter. Patience. Patience. I'm a very impatient person. So that's set 1. Set number 2. If the crystal ball could tell you the future about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? If I'm happy, and if I'm not, what can I do to fix that? What path shall I choose? I just want to be like content with my life, you know? Like, obviously there's gonna be struggles and stuff, but I want to be like overall content, happy. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it? Moving to New York, but I'm kind of already in the middle of that, so that doesn't count. Not really. What's the greatest accomplishment of your life? Probably my career. I got out of my little comfort zone, did something out of the ordinary, and succeeded. What do you value most in a friendship? Comfort. I really have a hard time connecting with people on a deeper level. So if you are very open with me, I feel more comfortable to be open with you, and it becomes like effortless. You know, like, I just don't like surface level friendships, and it's really hard for me to break that barrier. Once you break it, you're in deep. What is your most treasured memory? I think like any Christmas. Christmas to me is like a really special time. This also might be a little bit weird, but me and my mom and my brother were on a road trip, and she tripped over the gasoline pump, and we just like laughed the whole trip because of that. And it was just like a really bonding, funny, but also kind of embarrassing for my mom's story. But I don't know why that story always sticks out. My most terrible memory, anytime I ever get in an argument with someone that I love. I've had some deep shit that's kind of personal that I don't feel like talking about right here. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to have like really bad memories with my dad. I struggled with like my step parent, so when I was younger I felt kind of like abandoned and upset and angry. And then anytime I ever get in a fight with Noah, I'm just like, sucks. Anytime I ever get in an argument with anyone that I love and shit goes down, like, I just don't like that. It makes me really, 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 really uncomfortable, and I want to fix it, but I can't, and that's like frustrating. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you're living now? I would probably spend more time with my family. I spend quite a lot of time with them, but I would like want to spend like all my time with them. What does friendship mean to you? Connection, and like humor, comfort. It's like your soulmate, but not like the love aspect, if that makes sense. So like bonding, bondage. No. What roles do love and affection play in your life? A lot. I'm a very lovey person. I feel like I connect with people. I get like really into my relationships, and I don't know, I have a lot of love to give. And when I give a lot of love, it's also kind of terrifying. So it's kind of like scary sometimes. And I feel sometimes that I'm like, my phone's falling asleep, sorry. I almost kind of get scared sometimes when I care about someone too deeply, because I go so in that it's like, I know that it might not be reciprocated, because I am so like, I have like an obsessive personality. Like when I like you and when I love you, I'm in like hard. It's kind of scary sometimes because I've known that stuff like hurt me in the past. I feel like I care too much. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5. About you guys, I feel like you guys are very supportive of me and my channel and my life, and you guys don't even know me, so you guys are really open, caring, protective. Sometimes I see some like comments that you guys are kind of protective over me for, and inspiring. You guys have a lot of inspirational stuff to say in it. Like you guys always tell me I motivate you, but I honestly, you guys motivate me and inspire me every single day, and I don't think I would be where I am right now if it wasn't for all those 5 characteristics. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? No, I don't. I think my childhood was very like it was good until I was like a preteen, and that was just because of the issues that I had with my dad's wife. So it was kind of like a lonely time. I had a lot of people come in and out of my life. I don't necessarily say it was happier, but I grew up with everything that I needed, if that makes sense. Just not really the emotional support on one side of my parents. My mom was amazing. If I had the perfect childhood, it would be because of my mother. My mom is just like the best mom ever, and we are very close and warm. My dad's side's a little bit different. We're not as emotionally connected. We're just more like there for each other, and we have a good relationship. It's just very different than like my mom. My mom is just very warm and loving and cozy and homey. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Amazing. I can't ask for a better mom, and I really truly mean that, Mom. I'll love you. Okay, set number 3. Make 3 true we statements for each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. We are both in this room feeling curious. You guys are obviously watching me answer these questions, so you're probably curious. I was curious about the questions. I'm curious what you guys are gonna post. I'm curious as to where this is going. We are curious to where this is going. We are a community. We are supportive, loving, kind, hopefully. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share everything. There's always like someone in your life that you always keep one thing kind of not hidden, but like to yourself. Like I wish there was one person that was like not attached to anyone, but I was so comfortable with just like an answer, you know, like a god, like someone that is like a spirit or a soul that I can just share everything to, like life-wise and emotions and feelings and weird stuff that just has answers, like a little angel, if you will. If you're going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important to him to know. I am very emotional. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. I don't really have, or I didn't have a lot of people in my life, so I always felt the need to kind of be overcompensating for who I am because I wanted people to like me, like accept me. Like I wasn't very popular in high school. I had 1 or 2 close friends with me. So the fact that I have the community that we have here to rely on and to fall back on is really comforting to me, and I really appreciate that. Kind of corny, but it's true. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. I got hit in the face with, I think it was like one of those like foam footballs. It was something that was like hard if you threw it hard, but it's not necessarily like a hard object. We were at a pep rally, and this girl who was a softball player, so she throws pretty hard, was throwing this stuff into the crowd. Our whole entire school was there in the gymnasium, and she hit it smack in my face. And everyone kind of just got really quiet, the whole freaking school. I thought my nose was bleeding. I panicked because I'm like, oh my god, everyone's staring at me. You guys know I don't really like attention, and I was just like freaking out. Pretended that I was crying, even though it didn't really like It was just more of like a shock. It hurt, but it was just not as dramatic as I was making it. But I was trying to make it dramatic so people were just like, oh my God, are you okay? Rather than, oh shit, like you just got hit in the face. A person just came up to my friend and was like, oh my God, did you guys see that girl get smacked in the face? And I remember just sitting there like, that was me. When's the last time you cried in front of another person? I haven't cried in a while, which is kind of rare. I cried on the phone with Noah because I missed him. He's in London. Get the London look. So I was crying. I kind of got a little bit overwhelmed with being alone. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. If you guys are watching to the end of this video, it's probably very long. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? I feel like death or sickness, when the person is still being affected by it. Like, I don't have a problem with like comedians who like joke about death and stuff like that. Like, it could be very dark. And a lot of like humor comes from trying to process or cope with certain emotions. But I think when there's a family or a person still involved with the loss of somebody or the sickness of somebody, I think it's very inappropriate. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? I am getting a little bit sick. And I literally thought about this morning. Was my mom was leaving to go to work. We always like hug each other, say I love you. And I was like, I would hug you. I think she was like ready for a hug. And I was like, I would hug you, but I'm getting sick. I don't want to get you sick. I told her I loved her, have a good day and stuff. But I always like regret doing that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to get her sick, but like if something, God forbid, knock on whatever happened, I would want to like have hugged her and been like, I love you so much. Like, you're the best mom ever. So anytime I'm not like super, like I'm a very emotional person, but it's really hard for me to communicate that because I feel like I'm a little bit too over emotional and too overbearing, that it's like I don't want to be like, make them uncomfortable. Sometimes I think about like, would I regret that if something happened? Yeah, I would. It's hard for me to communicate that, especially when they're like right there in front of me. Your house contains everything you own, catches on fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? Probably my computer, because I have a lot of like pictures on the, oh no, I have thumb drives. I would save my thumb drives. I have all my pictures from my like past phones since I was like in high school. I have like a whole bunch of thumb drives. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing? Oh, disturbing? My brother, because he's younger than me and that would just be fucking, I don't even want to think about that. Ooh. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. A personal problem. I'm very impatient and lonely. Impatience with my loneliness. When I don't have things going on in my life, if I'm not busy, I get in my head and I hate that. You guys have any advice for that? Also ask your partner to reflect back on to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you've chosen. So reflect that. Comment down below and I'll comment your guys if you answer. That was fun. Are you guys in love with me yet? Yeah, that was interesting. I just thought it would be something fun. I felt chatty. Hopefully you guys got to know a little bit more about me, your one and only. I love you guys seriously so much. Thank you so much for watching. I know my content is kind of all over the place right now, but I'm in the process of moving. I'm at my mom's house and I'm trying to come up with creative ideas. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I'll link the questions down below. I would really love it if you guys answer. That would make me so happy. So comment down below your answers. Yeah, love you guys. Bye.